Welcome to the archive, Deb Maddox. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Garrett.
Great, great. I'm excited about this. The Lions Club. It has an extensive history, and it is still to this day a very active charity organization.
Yes.
So let's get started with what you do in the Lions Club and how long have you been involved?
I've been involved with Lions actually two different times. I was involved years ago, and then I rejoined about 12 years ago. I'm presently serving as the district governor for the state of Maine. The district governor just oversees all the clubs in the state of Maine in our district. Our state of Maine is one district. It's based on the number of members that you have, which presently in the state of Maine, we have 1,821 members, 69 clubs, ranging everywhere from Mapleton, Maine, all the way down to Kittery. So we're all over, scattered all over the state of Maine. There's clubs in almost every area. And we're always looking for new members. Lions clubs actually started back in 1917 by a gentleman called Melvin Jones. He was a businessman, and he met with some other businessmen, and it was kind of like a social meeting. You know, they'd get together and talk about things in business-wise, and then they would help people within the community. And then they reached out and decided to do branch out to other areas. And when they did that, they had a convention in 1925. And at that point, I'm sure you are familiar with Helen Keller. Helen Keller was deaf and blind, and she approached Lions about being, because she knew they were community orientated, to helping with the vision, to be Lions were asked to be Knights of the Blind. And that was the crusade to end blindness. So although we have many different causes that Lions raise money for and help the community with, vision was the one that was started. And we've always been known as Knights of the Blind. We have right now 8 different causes that we do. We have vision, we have environment, anything to do with environment, from recycling to planting trees to helping the environment. However, I mean, we all know about global warming and stuff. So it all depends on what geographical area you're in. And I'm going to back up a little bit because Lions are a worldwide organization. We are in 200 different countries. It's very prominent in the US, but there are 200 other countries that also have Lion clubs. Basically, okay, so going back to the different causes, vision, environment, childhood cancer. We feed the hungry. Now, when I talk about feeding the hungry, many clubs have different ways of doing this. Many clubs are involved in local food banks to make sure that we are getting the food that's needed for the food banks, to replenish the food banks with food needed for the families that need that. Our club, the club that I belong to, and I know other clubs do the same thing, at Thanksgiving and Christmas time, we put together baskets and they're delivered to needy families within the community. Basically, the motto of Lions is we serve. And there's also, the slogan is, where there's a need, there's a lion. So if somebody in the community has a need, they reach out to one of their local clubs, and the club is going to do what we can to help that family's needs. To give you an example, we had a lady approach our club, and it had to do with vision. Her mother had lost her eyesight over 17 years. She had actually lost her job and wasn't able to work anymore because her vision was not what it should be. So she They were looking to see if they could use our club to do some fundraising because her daughter had found what they called e-sight glasses. I don't know if you're familiar with what those are.
No, I'm not.
They look like something from Star Wars. It's just comes across the eyes, and it has like a little camera right in the middle. And behind that are LED screens. So basically, she, by wearing those, could see like you or I, and actually probably better than you or I, because it's almost like a Wii. It has like a device that can zoom in or zoom out on whatever image she's looking at. So depending on how close that image is, she could actually zoom in or zoom out on it. That those e-sight glasses at the time, and we're talking somewhere around 2017, I think it was when we were approached about that, those were $10,000. Family can't afford $10,000, and insurance wouldn't cover it because they're technological. They're not a medical device. Weren't considered that. So we allowed them to use the club. The club actually gave $500 towards what they needed for the purchase. And we also came up with a fundraiser called the Central Maine Amazing Race. Have you ever heard of the Amazing Race show on TV?
Yes.
Okay, well, we do a Central Maine version of that, where teams of two collect pledges from out in the community. 100% of all those pledges go right back into the community, and teams come in. They start at the club and they do challenges all around Central Maine to be the top team in bragging rights, basically. But 100% of that money goes back to the community. So the year we did it for the lady that couldn't see, we were able to raise over $8,000 in that day. And they had already raised some, plus the money we gave them had enough to buy those e-sight glasses for her. So that's just one of the examples of what clubs have done. I mean, down in the Cumberland, York area, they actually have a booth at the fair. And Senator Collins was recently there, and they did, instead of a ribbon cutting, they did a burger cutting, they called it. They all bit into a burger because they had rebuilt their stand at the fair to raise money to go back into the community. Basically, the booth at the fair is their fundraiser, kind of like it was at Acton Fairgrounds. Remember when you stopped by and saw me there?
Yep.
Renaissance Fair. We were there raising money for a district cause, which, as the district governor for the state of Maine, each one of us, we change every year. So my term started July 1st. My term ends June 30th of next year. Each district governor has a cause. My cause is veterans. We have a number of veterans who have served in the state of Maine. And the reason, because they have served, it has made it so that we as Lions have that freedom to serve our community and help our community needs. So we're kind of looking at this as a way of giving back to those who have served for us. So that's why we were there selling hamburgers, hot dogs, root beer floats, and all of that good stuff. Some of the helpers, I think, are still having nightmares about how many hamburgers they served and how many root beer floats they made during that time. But we all had a great fun time doing it. And we were able to raise $10,000 for Honor Flight Maine. And we're putting stars back on our American flag. We all know that the American flag has 50 stars on it.
Mm-hmm.
We have a flag that we are using as an example, that we started out with the stripes on the flag, but the border of the stars background where the blue was blank at the beginning of our year. And for every $700 we raise to send a veteran down to an Honor Flight Maine, we'll put a star back on the flag. Presently, we're at 25 stars, so we're doing very well. But we still need to get another 25 stars before the end of this year. So some clubs are doing fundraisers, different fundraisers with their clubs to raise funds for that cause. The community can certainly donate. We set up in different areas, and we'll have a donation bucket there for people to donate to Honor Flight, and 100% of whatever, anything, any money coming in from the community through Lions clubs is given right back to the community. Okay. 100% of whatever is raised. We're a nonprofit, totally. I got involved back into it because somebody asked me if I was interested in becoming a member of Lions. And I told them that I had, but I considered myself too busy. Busy people are the right ones for Lions, because it's like we understand the need, and we get out there and help serve the community. So again, it's just whatever we can do for the community. And I look at it, it gives me a good feeling in my heart to be able to give something. Right now, I feel that, I'm lucky to have what I have. And those are people in our community are less fortunate. And I would like to think, and actually I can say, we have the saying, where there's a need, there's a lying. As the district governor this year, I had a lot of aspirations, a lot of goals. And then the beginning of July, I started with some health problems with my back. And the end of July, things got really bad with that. And so I needed some people to help me with what my goals were for the year. And Lions within the district and within the clubs have actually very much stepped forward to help me with that. I'm on the mend, and I'm excited to be on the mend, because now I can push forward with the goals that we have to do this year to help serve our communities in every need, because we know the way things are out there in the community. There's such a need out there in the community for everything, that we're truly trying to make sure that we can give back and help those in the community.
Yeah. Would you say now the need in community might be rising, or might be higher, or?
I would say the need when it comes to the hunger, absolutely. The need we're going to find this winter is probably most likely going to be, people are going to have to decide between heat and whether they buy food, or whether they can heat their house or whatever. And so I would say the need it's much greater. But we've been very successful about being able to help. Clubs vary from area to area as to how many members they have. I mean, we have some clubs as low as only 3 members. Okay. We have other clubs. Our biggest club in our state has somewhere around 70 members. So, when you have a club of 70 members, you tend to have more hands to help. Whereas the smaller clubs, the 3, 4, 5, 6 members, it's a lot harder for them. And we're certainly always looking for new members. International Lions Club International, which is our worldwide organization that we belong to here in Maine, we have a goal of getting to the goal of 1.5 members worldwide. Right now, we're at 1.4 million members worldwide. So we're trying to get to that 1.5. So I've put out a goal to our membership to take our applications and take it with us and basically replace ourselves. Not looking at us getting done, but adding one more member. Could be somebody like you, if you were interested. When I say membership and belonging to a Lions club, I realize some people sometimes get a little concerned about joining a club because they don't want to feel like if they're saying they're going to commit, that they have to commit to more than what they're able to commit to. With Lions, it's only whatever you can do. And Lions do tend to have an older dynamics because it's been around for so long, that a lot of the membership are older. I would say in our club, we have a diverse group. We have older members and we have some younger members. And when I say younger members, people in their 30s, 40s. I don't know that we don't have any in their 20s, certainly would welcome them. And it's basically whatever you can give, whatever you can do. I would say somebody in the age group of 20s, 30s, and 40s are probably more looking for service, what they can do for service. And as a member, that's fine. You don't have to attend the meetings, although we have to have those business meetings to pay our bills and to make sure things are getting paid and things are getting taken care of. But service is the most important part, to be out there doing what we can do in the community to help the community. So we're certainly definitely looking for more membership, but more ideas. I mean, those of us that have been in Lions for a while have our ideas, and some of those ideas still work, but we also need other creative minds to help us come up with new ideas of ways of raising funds to help the community when it's needed. Yeah.
And so how are the ways people could get in touch with Lions Club or contact you to?
Okay, so Facebook is the biggest thing that we do through social media. And actually, I'm going to cheat here a little bit because I'm going to use, I have our GLT, which is our global leadership trainer. She put out a PowerPoint that she's going to be doing some training, and on the PowerPoint, it listed all the ways. But I do know we do Facebook, we do Twitter. I should say some people do Twitter. I have not done Twitter myself, but
Twitter user.
Yeah. We have mainelions.org is our website, our main website for our district. And then we have constant contact, but again, the constant contact is basically only going to get you to is only utilized by our Lions members. We also have, you remember me talking about the lady who needed glasses, the eSight glasses. Her daughter is a member of our club, and she is very active member of our district as well. And she does a live on Facebook. Now I know Facebook tends to be more my age or that type of group of people that use Facebook. I know the younger ones tend to use some of the other ones rather than the Facebook. But if they were to go on Facebook, she does a live every Wednesday night, and it kind of talks about what we're doing, and it's open to anybody. Anybody in the public can go on and hear about what we're doing, you know, what different clubs in different areas, because like I said, we go all the way from Mapleton all the way down to Kittery. There's a club so the easiest way to search for Lions clubs right now would be on Facebook. Lionsinternational.org. That is the international, it's out of Chicago, Illinois. If they go in and Google search lionsinternational.org, and they put in that they're interested in joining, right on the main page, they will send us information if somebody reaches out to become a member of Lions. We certainly would welcome as many people as would want to be a part of our association. We're always needing, like I said, new ideas, new hands. A lot of, I look at it this way, the people that have been in Lions for a long time are getting tired. So we need some new people in that would be fresh and new and be able to help those ones that are tired, even though the ones that are tired can still contribute in some way. They have their ideas, they have the ways that they can help, and they have the knowledge of Lions, and we can certainly educate those who join that are new. We're more than happy to do that. But we got to change with the times. Kind of like I say to my husband, he has an old flip phone. And I said, you got to change with the times or you'll get left behind. And Lions don't want to get left behind. Lions want to continue into the future. If you look at our emblem on our insignia, we have a lion's head that faces backwards, and we have a lion's head that faces forward. I'm going to kind of just put this up here. So you see the two lions' heads. One is looking to the past for what we've accomplished, and one is looking to the future for where we're going to go forward. So that's the Lions emblem that we use. And that's what the representation is looking to the past for what we've done and looking to the future for what we can continue to do. And just to give you insight on the causes that I was talking about, all these little emblems of the different causes: vision, feeding the hungry, environment, childhood cancer, diabetes, world disaster, youth, and then it's humanitarian efforts. And something not every Lion knows, nor anybody in the public would necessarily know, but Lions International is a member of the United Nations. People wouldn't think that we would be part of the United Nations, but we are, and that is on humanitarian efforts. That's what Lions is all about. Humanitarian efforts to help where there's a need, anywhere there's a need worldwide.
Great. I think that might be a good note to end it on, unless you have anything else to mention, Deb.
No, I think that is a good note to end it on, and I appreciate the time that you've allowed me to talk about Lions. We've been known as a secret, a lot of clubs, Masons and other groups are as much of a secret as we are, and we don't want to be a secret. We're not a secret club. We want to be out there in the community. We want people to know what we're doing and be a part of what we do. And I thank you for your time.